What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Midnight Comic Society YouTube channel. We appreciate every single one of you who watches our videos and supports us. Thank you all so much. But today is Wednesday, July 1st, the first new comic book day of July and the first official day of the month. It is crazy that we are over halfway done with the year. It feels like January just started, but we are in for another slightly stacked week of comic books this week. Not so much, but still some goodies coming out. For example, the end of Absolute Martian Manhunter. I know a lot of people are mourning that today. We got Absolute Green Lantern continuing on with Sinestro coming into the mix. Some continuation of other stories. Batman Challenges of Doom starts this week as well, which is going to be a series of one-shots. What else? War Machine back from Marvel in Iron Man issue number 7. Punisher and Deadpool starting some new storylines as well. Overall, it's about to be a really good week. But before we go get the comics, gotta go to work, so gotta get ready. Be going to the comic book shop a little later. Hopefully today's heat doesn't kill us and we can make it to the comic book shop. So talk to you in a minute.
Wow. I wish I could sit here and say that this was a smooth week for the first week of July, but nothing went to plan. However, I am still going to record this video, y'all. We finally got a chance to settle down right before we ramp back up for July 4th. But I have a few minutes now to show you what I actually picked up for brand new comic book day. That video did not go as planned. And then really today, the day after new comic book day, I went to another shop, basically the other side of town, and I picked up a couple books. A few that I wanted, but there were a couple that were just fillers for various different reasons. So here's my new comic book day haul plus. Hope y'all enjoy.
What is up, y'all? We're back home after a long day. I only have to work 3 or 4 days this week because of 4th of July. We get Friday off, but it's felt like the longest week ever, to be quite honest with you. But we're back home, got to go to the comic book shop, got a nice little size stack. My wallet's happy this week. We're still recovering from what was an insane June. So let's start off this first new comic book day. Jumping on, for me for the first time, Fantastic Four issue number 13. Ryan North on this, on the writing duties, along with Sorrentino on the art. I picked this up mainly because it's twofold reason. One, I enjoyed the premise a lot. It is Johnny Storm pretending to be Ghost Rider, and I think that is actually a very funny and interesting just kind of story, so I want to see where that goes. But mainly, Ryan North has slowly and steadily been climbing up in terms of rank for my writers that I just really enjoyed. Between One World Under Doom, between Doom Quest, which is going on right now, and then The Flash over at DC, he's just writing some stories that I just really enjoy. They're fun, they're comic booky, in that olden way where like they're just not afraid to have fun with the story, to be silly at times and just kind of go out there with a crazy idea. And I think that works really well with the Fantastic Four. So that's kind of why I picked this up. It's kind of a random issue to jump in on, but it seems like right now they don't have like a huge overarching story arc. So it's also a good time to jump on. So we'll see how I feel about it. But I think I'm going to like it though. Next up, Absolute Green Lantern issue number 16. Enter Sinestro. Sinestro is one of my favorite DC villains of all time. So to see him in the Absolute universe, I think just makes sense. I have been waiting to get into Absolute Green Lantern because I do trade waiting on them. So I still need, I believe it is number 2 and 3 that just recently came out. I was trying to catch up in that way, but Lou kind of convinced me to just jump right on into it and have some fun with it. So I'm gonna do that. He also tried to convince me to jump into Absolute Martian Manhunter, but because it is the end of that story, I'm just going to wait. I can wait out on it. I'm probably going to get them physically just through trades though, especially since we're right at the end. I'll just catch up on the DC Infinite app, which is actually a really good app in comparison. Next up, moving on over to Marvel again, Iron Man issue number 7. We're getting the return of War Machine, an absolutely phenomenal War Machine cover by Ryan Stegman, who is one of my personal favorite artists in the game right now. This story has been really fun. If you're not reading Iron Man, I think you're kind of missing out. Another really strong ongoing by Joshua Williamson. And in this story, we're kind of seeing that for some reason, other heroes in the Marvel Universe got a message that Tony Stark is dangerous and they're trying to keep their eye on him. So now War Machine's kind of coming in to try to see what's going on. It's a very interesting mystery. The first arc was really cool, and this second one seems to be going in a direction that I really like as well. So again, give it a shot. It's a good jumping on point right now. The Punisher, issue number 6, Benjamin Percy on this one. I've been enjoying this run. Issue 5 definitely picked up. Finally, it started giving me what I think I really wanted out of a Punisher story. It took a minute, but we're there now, so I'm fully invested. This is also the first appearance of a new Punisher villain, so kind of a key comic for those that care about that. But either way, I'm just excited for the story. I think Benjamin Percy is going to be doing some really good stuff moving forward, if that last issue was anything to go off of. Speaking of Benjamin Percy, though, and a character that Punisher will be crossing over in a story written by Benjamin Percy later on this year, that is Wade Wilson, Deadpool, issue number 6, Enter the Bad Pools. So it'll be interesting to see what's going on in this one. I caught up recently to the Deadpool run, and I actually really enjoy it. I think art is really strong, story is really strong. So if you're on a point where you want to jump in both for Punisher and Deadpool, now is kind of the perfect time. It really is. Next, and second to last book that I got this week, Challenges of Doom, Mr. Fantastic. And I got the Alessandro Cappuccio variant. I absolutely love Cappuccio's artwork in everything that he does. I almost picked up the third printing of Spider-Man Superman today, but I held off just for funds, just to be a little smarter with them, but I wanted it so bad. And mainly because of this one right here. The way he draws Dr. Doom, it's just so amazing. But for those that don't know, this book is going to be a series of one-shots, basically highlighting Dr. Doom's relationship with a lot of characters in the Marvel Universe. And the first one, they are starting off with Mr. Fantastic. I think they're going to be releasing every few months, and I think the next one, for example, is Spider-Man. I know there's a Magneto one. There's going to be a Namor one as well. So he's going to be going through a lot, again, kind of continuing that synergy that they got going on up until Doomsday. But Al Ewing is on the writing duties for this, and I trust Al Ewing with a lot of stories, and I think he is going to write a very strong Doctor Doom story with all these one-shots, so I'm very excited for that. Last, but certainly not least, a facsimile, this time Avengers JLA, issue 2 out of 4, with this absolutely phenomenal Dan Mora cover. It wraps around. Take a look at the front. Amazing. Take a look at the back. Quite literally one of the best artworks that he's done. I genuinely looked at this for a minute when I got in the car. It's so good. It's so good. The way he portrays movement, the colors, everything about this cover just rocks. For those that don't know, Avengers vs. JLA is getting a full reprint of the 4-issue series. And it's big because it hasn't been in print in a very long time. And there was a printing after George Perez died. But it was a very limited run. It was a reprint of like the full trade. And it was super hard to get your hands on. So now you can get them for the price of a little, a standard issue, about $6. But I think it's really worth it to have such an incredible story. But then also they are releasing more modern artwork with it. So issue 1 had Ryan Stegman. I did pick that up as well when issue 1 came out. Issue 2 is going to have Dan Mora, this wraparound cover. Issue 3 is going to have Alex Ross with a connecting cover, which already looks amazing. I don't know if that's going to be issues 3 and 4, or if there's going to be 2 for issue 3, and then issue 4 will have somebody else. They've kind of been revealing them as we get closer to each issue, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the stack this week. A really good stack. A nice way to start off July. Short, sweet, but incredibly powerful. I think there's going to be some absolute banger books in here, and I just can't wait to read them.
All right, so I'm actually going to start backwards. I'm going to show y'all what I picked up today, Thursday, and then I'm going to go through and show you what I picked up from Wednesday, because there are, again, this was a very light week. This is a week, like, I've already caught up on 2-3 books that I actually really wanted to have been reading for the longest time, and I just haven't really had the time because there have been so many books that have come out every single week. I love collecting single issues. I know people collect trades, people wait for the compendiums, people wait for the omnis, people read digitally. I like all of those various forms, but I do like the weekly release or monthly releases, but getting, physical copies of, what comes out weekly, especially with this whole thing that's going on with like Sony and the discs and physical media and ownership and who has rights to what and all of this and like licensing. And I'm like, man, I feel like comic books getting single issues is kind of a no-brainer, especially from that perspective. And YouTube, you haven't seen this, but I think maybe TikTok or some podcasts have kind of seen this conversation of like, if you want stuff, get it. You know what I mean? Like, it comes down to dollars and cents, and is it cheaper to buy, a paperback trade? Yeah. Is it more expensive to get the hardcover? Yeah. Is it more expensive to get an omnibus? Yeah. But, time to read, for me, that's not really worth it. But also, I think, like, there's so much good content to consume. Get it however feels good for you. For example, like, I think this is a perfect example. I love this. For $10, I can get the Brand New Day Spider-Man run. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. You've probably seen this before. My local LCS didn't have any of these, so I just picked this up. I mean, there are tons of pages here. Book looks great, by the way. The printing is money. Like this, it looks like a miniature graphic novel. It's not as flat as a DC compact in a lot of ways. Pages are definitely glossy from this perspective. But I mean, listen, this is collecting Amazing Spider-Man 555, 557, then 562 to 564, 574 to 576, and 578 to 579. And then you do get stuff from Amazing Spider-Man 577. There's an extra from 2008. But I mean, this is pretty solid and pretty thick. I'm actually really interested to read this one. I hope Marvel does more of these because I think this is a really easy way to consume, some good cohesive stories. But then I picked up Supergirl The World. I initially looked at this digitally. I was going to see the Supergirl movie and I said, no, you know what? Instead of going to see the movie, I want to consume some more Supergirl content. I think it's going to fit more for what it is that I wanted. So I went through, and this was really interesting. Supergirl The World, they're basically, hopefully there's not a glare on this, 15 stories from different creative teams from across the world. $25, I think you can get it for $20 on a couple sites online. But again, seeing this in person, for me, like, I don't want to wait. I know everything that's in here. I want to show you some of this, and I think I might do it at the end. This was amazing. This was amazing. If you are someone who really liked Woman of Tomorrow, I would pick this up. But again, hardcover, it's gorgeous on the inside. And then here we go. Here are the Thursday pickups, y'all, because I didn't get Challenges of Doom. Short story for this. I literally had to run into my main LCS where I have all my polls set up, and it was very quick, like, at a glance, hey, you got my stuff? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, I got the money. Cool, bam, we're out. I didn't even check. Like, I did no quality check, nothing. So I didn't get the Challenges of Doom. I wanted to get the Alessandro Capuccio variant cover, and I did not. But Doom has been on fire. I'm sorry. Everything that Doom is a part of right now for Marvel is literally the most anticipated stuff every single week that Doom is associated with something, whether it's mainline story, whether it's a one shot, whether it's something that connects to one world, like it doesn't matter. It's just great. And then Ben 10 issue number 2. I picked this up a couple weeks back. I put it down on the counter. Then I checked out with my stack, but I accidentally picked up a variant cover instead of issue number 2. So I've actually been dying to read this. I haven't had a chance. My LCS never got it back in. The sister LCS on the other side of town, the inventory was crazy good. Like crazy good. Like they had, you could basically pick up all the single issues of Batman. You could go back through and find early issues of Absolute Universe books. They were deep on these. Like, I don't know if they overordered or what, but I'm grateful they did, because I was able to pick up these two and I really wanted to read these. And then I got, and somewhere, I always pick up these comics, the magazines. It's $3. There's really good content in here. I mean, every week I always find something new or learn something new that I didn't know. And one of my favorite things that they do at the end, oh nice, I got the clay face. They always have like a top, let's see if they have it. Top creatives, yeah. So they always do this. And they show you where it's from too. So I think this one, the Pullbox Power Rankings, based on the pre-order and subscription data from over 60,000 consumers across more than 500 comic shops. This ranking is compiled from single issue comic sales data gathered by Prana. So the POSs that are kind of looped in with that, but like it's got the top 10 titles, top 10 publishers, top 10 cover artists, interior, and writers. Again, this is a great way. This is something I love. This is you could go way back and go the Wizard magazine, but I think this is super cool. Again, physical media conversation. You want something to have in your hands. People are putting time and effort into these books. You get some faces, the names. A lot of it's not too shocking, but I'll say it. Top 10 titles: Absolute Batman, Amazing Spider-Man, Absolute Martian Manhunter, Absolute Green Arrow, Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Superman, X-Men, Fantastic Four, Absolute Flash. Now listen, y'all. Absolute Batman, Martian Manhunter, Green Arrow, Wonder Man, Superman, Flash. Wow, Green Lantern's not on here. I mean, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the top 10 titles are Absolute Universe, and that's not including Absolute Catwoman, which is amazing, which will be up here if Green Arrow is on here. Issue number 2 is going to put it on the map, and then Green Lantern is for sure hitting its stride. Like, we're talking top 10 titles for this Pullbox Power Rankings, and 60% are Absolute titles. Yeah, the Absolute Universe does suck. And then top 10 publishers, DC Comics. I mean, DC makes up 7 of the top 10. And it's funny because when you're seeing this, it may or may not be up, but we did a podcast on Marvel Comics versus DC and just kind of talked about, you know, just kind of the state of where things are and just perception. And for a lot of people, you know, DC is definitely running the gambit. I mean, even this week, which I'll open this when I talk about it, but even this week, you know, my most anticipated titles of the top 3, it's all DC. So, I don't know. Anyways, Wednesday pulls, baby. Look at that. Compact. My LCS gives awesome rewards. So, I had a $20 coupon. So, I put that towards some of my books this week because why not? But I always pick up a compact with those. And I picked up the Court of Owls with this. And there's 2 reasons why I did that. One, I just have loved this story, but I haven't read it in a really long time. And I like rereading things, especially now when my head is really in the game when it comes to comics and just storytelling in general. Like, I'm just in a different headspace. So I always like rereading things that I love because I think I have a different perspective and I'll just get something else from the story. But at the same time, I want to revisit Scott Snyder and the Court of Owls through mainline Batman, and then see what Absolute Batman's gonna do. So, all right, now getting into my titles again. I promise y'all, I am not like a DC mark or anything like that. Like, I'm just gonna give credit where credit is due. DC's absolute books and anything that falls under next level for them is money. Like, it just money. So Deadman issue number 2, issue number 1 was surprisingly insanely good. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, this book is full of words. If you are someone who is on team make words great again in comics, or make comics wordy again, whatever that is for you, Deadman is a perfect book. I enjoyed the heck out of issue 1. I'm super excited for issue 2. So that's in my top 5 most anticipated books. Absolute Martian Manhunter, issue number 12. The finale here, Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez crushing it on this. They're going to be doing big things for DC, probably getting a next level title from what I hear. So DC book number 2. Batgirl, really enjoyed issue 1 through 4. I picked this up because I'm going to catch up on this really soon. Funny thing is, now going to this other sister LCS, I'm probably going to get all the single issues. I know some of you are sitting here like, it's not worth it. It is to me. And then Batman issue number 11. The series has been so good. So in Ojo's sights, character, I think a couple issues ago. Yeah, we'll see. Penguin, Dr. Zeller here. A couple issues ago, this character was in it. Batman's kind of doing his thing. The Matt Fraction's actually doing a really good job. Jorge Jimenez obviously goated on this. And then Lanterns. Absolute Green Lantern, issue number 16. Say no more. Sinestro has arrived. Joe and Tamar Ray are screwed. War Machine returns, issue number 7 of Iron Man. Silently, probably one of the more interesting and better Marvel books. I really enjoyed this. I think the story premise is good. It feels very much Iron Man. That's great. Really excited for this one. What if Johnny Storm basically tries to pretend to be Ghost Rider with the help of Sue? We'll see what happens there. I need to see what happens. It's gross to get this one. I didn't want to pick up issue 32 of TASM. I really didn't. Issue 31 and the talk and the reveal, like, I was extremely underwhelmed. But I'm like, there's no way that continues. I just want to see when it flips. If it even does, I don't know. What if Secret Wars? These have been okay. Hopefully that changes my opinion on them. Wade Wilson Deadpool by Benjamin Percy, issue number 6, and then The Punisher Benjamin Percy, issue number 6. Their crossover is coming. These are 2 new story arcs for these characters. I think the stronger of the 2 books was definitely Wade Wilson Deadpool. Punisher, for me, I have a lot of issues that are micro issues that kind of add to a so-so experience for the most part with this book. I feel very underwhelmed, especially after the Red Band stuff Benjamin Percy's doing. However, I do believe, maybe somehow, full speculation, time spent on these books might not be fully there just because Benjamin Percy has things going on with Midnight. He's not doing the Midnight X-Men. He's going to be on the Fantastic Four, but yeah, so I mean, listen, y'all, that's kind of everything. Give me a second before we switch back over to Hero Scroll, though, because I want to show you just a couple awesome pages from Supergirl the World. All right, y'all. Supergirl the World. We are going to unwrap this now and take a peek. Again, this was 25 bucks at my LCS, 25 bucks online. Saw it for about 20, but I wouldn't have gotten it like anytime soon. And I can be very impatient. So, dust jacket off. And let's see what we got here. It's a gorgeous book. Again, the creative team, the writers, the artists, the colorists, even the letterers here, just fantastic. Really enjoyed. First story here, and you'll see there's a few stories. It'll show you each one's highlighted. My favorite one is Italy, though. I just real quick. I mean, again, the book is great. I don't want to devalue anything else in here, but just from the standpoint of just art. that we get in this. Dark Reflections, Francesca Michelini, Irene Marchancini, Federica Croce, and Andrea Accardi. But what a story this one was. Again, they're quick. But again, gorgeous. This is like a watercolor style. Kara's in Italy. She's Supergirl. Looking in the mirror. Tough to be her. She knows. She's Supergirl. We need to make time for Kara. Like, it's amazing. The visual storytelling, and I'm a sucker for visual storytelling, but the visual storytelling in this, it did so much work. Did so much work. Beautiful story, though. Tons of them. Again, the book is just amazing. If you're someone who wants like a hopeful Supergirl, you're someone who wants the type of Supergirl that's going to save the day, be inspirational, you know, this is a great gift, if I'm being honest with you, for someone who's a Supergirl fan. I highly recommend this to whoever it might be. Again, would I have bought it myself? At first, like, maybe not, but after going through and reading it, 100%.
All right, y'all, and that's been today's new comic book day video. Again, great new comic book day to start off July. And again, to each and every one of you, whether you are new here or not, thank you so much for supporting us just by watching this video. And for those who subscribe, extra thank you. We appreciate you so much. But I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna read some books, and I'm going to watch X-Men 97 now, because that also came out with a 3-episode premiere, and I couldn't be more excited. Loved season 1, so super excited what season 2 is going to do. But until the next Midnight Comic Society video, we'll catch you in the next one.